Okay, so now you've got your form all customized with a lovely background. You want to turn this form into a quiz, so it will be self-marked. So what you have to do next is to click on the cog here with the settings. So click on there, and then you immediately go to quizzes, and then make this a quiz. Here we go. So when you select this button here, so you've got other options for the quiz. So you want to keep immediately after each submission for the release of the marks, or you could choose later after the manual review. So if you turn this on, so you're just going to give them the result afterwards, but they can have the marks straight away so they know how they've done. So you keep it on immediately. And also, respondent can see missed question, correct answers, and point value after they completed the quiz. So you want to keep all of this in so you don't change anything at all. And then you save. So now your Google form just turned into a quiz. So now you can start entering all the questions that you want. So we're going to start with the first question. Okay, so obviously I'm a French teacher. I'm going to put how do you say hello in French? Okay, so that's my first question for the quiz. Now on the right hand side, you've got different ways that you want the student to respond to that question. So it could be a short answer. So the short answer, if you click on there, you give them an option here to write the answer. But at the same time, you want them to have the correct one counted for. So you click on answer, and then what you do, it might be you allocate each question 2 points, let's say. So you've got a points options that is on offer on the right hand side. So if you want particular question to worth 2 points, so you just click on there and then you add as many points as you want. So we're going to give this question 1 point because it's an easy option over here. And then you want them to have the correct answer after submission. So here you're going to write the correct answer for them. So hello in French, you could say bonjour. You could also say salut. So you will give them these two options. Now, the other thing about this is if you click on this, mark all the other answers as incorrect. That means if they don't give you bonjour or salut, anything else will be marked as wrong. But you also mark anything if they don't have a capital letter. If they don't have a capital letter for salut and bonjour, it will mark it as wrong. Okay, and then you save. So it's done. So you just save it there. So as you can see, how do you say hello in French? Short answer. This is where they're going to put the answers down, and they will be able to see the salut and bonjour afterwards. Now, on other options as well. Now, when you want to move on to the next question, and it's a different type of answer you want, you just click on the plus, add question on the right hand side. So this floating menu over here gives you different ways that you can add your next section. Okay, so add question. Here we go. So that would be your next question. So your first question is a short answer, but you can do your next question a different format. So it could be a multiple choice. So you just click question 2 over here. Okay, so how do you say goodbye in French? Type your question, how do you say goodbye in French? And you want it to be a multiple choice option. So you got the options already, so you keep the multiple choice, got the options there. So you're going to enter all the options that you want. So you write all the options. So it could be au revoir. So add options, you click there and they give you the other options that could be possible or possible answer. So it could be salut, that's how you say goodbye as well. Or another options, à plus. So these are the three options. Now, if you notice, there's an add other. So you can click that. The add other could be anything they want to write down that you are not giving them as an option. So it could be another option for them. So obviously you can't do anything about this one, so you just leave it to them to add any other options. You can also rearrange these options, so you can drag the option and then put it at the top, so you can move them around if you want. Here we go. And then that would be your options as well. So these are multiple choice question. And then on the side, if you don't want to have this option anymore, you just click on the X there. If you want to add a picture, you can just click here as well. And then again, you choose your pictures you already have, photos you're using. So if you want them to match it up with the picture, anything that you want, just click on there, your pictures come up. Now, the bottom underneath here, you've got required. That button here, if you click it, that means the student cannot move on until they answer that question. That means they need to answer that question for them to answer the question 3. Now, you could be on a particular question, you don't want them to move on before they move to the next question. So they can't skip that question. They have to answer it in order to answer the next question. Then you click on required. If it's not the case, it's normal sequence of question. No, you don't have to answer one in order for you to move to the next question. Then you just leave it like that. And then what you do next, and that's it, multiple choice question. Okay, so that is for your question. So if you want next, so you just add another question. Here we go. So this one's done. So far we've done question 1 as a short answer. You can have a multiple choice, and then you carry on like that. Your question 3, you want a different format, so it could be like a checkbox, it could be anything, drop down, any other format. You can use all of them. This found upload is when you want the student to actually download their resources, so the participant will send you either a screenshot of their answer or video or anything along the line, so they are actually downloading it there. Okay, so I'm not going to do that now, but it's just, this option is there. Okay, so you got linear scale as well. So a question from 1 to, so you want them to choose, for instance, agree or disagree from, completely disagree. So it could be like on a scale, so you choose that as well, etc., etc. So you got all these options here, depending on the type of questions or how you want the participant to answer to your question. You just choose the one that you want. Okay, and then you carry on doing that until you finish with all the questions. The other thing you can do on the other side, on the right hand side, with all these other options as well. So this plus is to add questions. So you add all different questions that you want. And this one is to import a question. So let's say you've used a form before, and then there are a couple of questions that you want there. Let's just have a look. So you click on there, and then you go on a previous form that you've used, question from a previous form. You click on there, and on the right hand side is actually giving you this question already that you can import in that new form. So you basically just click the one that you want, and then you import. For instance, these 2 questions can be imported to your new form, and then here they are. So they will come up with the answer as well, so you don't have to do anything, and the answer key as well. So each question will worth 2 points as you previously probably done it in this form. And then next, so for each section, I would actually recommend that you have 5 questions at least. So at the moment we've got 6. I think that would be enough for the first section. Now you can actually add another section to make it less, daunting than having 25 questions in one go. You can actually separate your sections and then have another sections here. And then here we go. So in the first section, you will have 5 questions roughly, up to 6, with different type of ways to answer these questions. Then you create another section that will be a different title. So that could be So the first one is about the vocabulary practice 5. It could be vocabulary practice 5.2, but instead of doing French to English or English to French, so you've got a different section there. Okay, so vocab practice 6, for instance. Okay, so again, you can take some of these and then put them in different sections, so you can move them around. So let's look at this one I'm taking right there. I want it in section 1, so I can just move it around. And then I'm here with section 2. Now, this floating menu obviously just follows me around, as you can see. I'll just add different section as I go along. Okay, so now you've got your second section, sorry. Then you can add a different title if you want, description as well, or import, so you can just repeat. If you want to add an image here, so you just click on image. So it might be something that you've used already, or a Google search image. So anything that you Google Drive, anything that you already have there that you can use. So okay, let me use this one. So you just click on happy birthday, and then that image just comes there. Now with an image, obviously you don't have multiple choice answers, so it could be you've included that image there, you want them to look at the image and then answer the next question. So look at the picture and you're ready to answer the following questions. So that picture will be there. So this is your one of the first tasks in your section, and then you add another section, and these are the questions. Again, you just repeat what you've done before. So that picture there. You can also add a video if you want to. So you click there. If you want them to work on a video, so let's say I want them to watch this short film in French. So I copy the link over here and then I'll paste it in my YouTube link there, and then here we go. I select it, 3 minutes video, select, and then that video just comes right here. And then you title your video, Bonne chance. A short video, you can describe it, short film about, here we go. Now you might need to give them instructions on this section as well for them to watch the video and answer the next questions. And then you carry on like that until you got everything you need from your form. Okay, let's just delete this one for now because it hasn't got anything. Let's just delete this one as well. There we go. So then our form will look like something at the end. Okay, so question 3, question 5, 6, question 7 is a different section. Section 2, you got a couple of pictures there, and then this one, let's just delete it as well because we don't need it. Okay, so here we go. So now you've got your quiz sorted. If you want to have a look at it first, so you've got the eyeball here to see what your student will be able to look at. So if you click here, you have a go as well. Okay, so all the questions come up. So you got the first 6 questions, and then they have to click next, remember, because you created a section, and then the next section is here with a picture and a video. Okay, now obviously I'm not going to do that because if you do, it's a live document. It'll go to your email because it's obviously you are doing the creating the form yourself. Okay, so we're not going to do that, but this is what your students or the recipient will see from that form. Okay, let's just go back. Okay, so this is what they will see. So I'm going to leave that page for now and go back to my actual document. Okay, now on top here, you can see the total of points that the quiz worth. If you assign points to each question, the total will be on the top here. Now, this is basically how you set your quiz. It's all done there for you. If I go back to the quiz and the options. Now, if you want your student to actually do the quiz as many times as they want, you do not click that limit to one response. So this is if you want them to go over the quiz 3 or 100 times, how many times they want, so you don't click here. But if you do, they have only one response to the quiz, then you click it, and it's all there in general for the setting. Okay, then another, you can just go scroll down and see as well, respondent can edit after submit. If they don't want them to be able to do that, you just click on it. Be able to see the summary shots and text responses. If you want them to do that, then you click on it. Okay, so I don't want them to do any of that. I want them to try as many times as they want, so I'm just going to click this, and then I'll just save. So you've got all your generic here. You want them to if you want to collect the email addresses when they send the quiz to you, so you click on there. Okay, so the response they will receive a response for that as well. So you just unclick as it suits you, basically. So presentation. Over here, that's another way to set your questions. So if you click on presentation, so this is for your form. So you can show the progress, but as they go along, they can see the progress of the questions. So you click on there if you want them to see the progress. You click here if you want all the questions to be in different order as they go along. But you need to be careful with this one because some students might be slightly confused about the questions. So if you don't want the questions to come in the same order all the time, you just shuffle them. And then at the end here, you can customize your confirmation message. So thank you very much for your reply, etc., etc. Thank you for taking part, etc. So you can just literally type your email here for them as well. Okay, so when you're doing all those changes, you just save over here. And it will save automatically for you. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to show you, obviously then, if it's all done and you want to send it to your student, you just click send over here. Okay, so one way to send this to your students, you can use their email address over here. Okay, so you just enter the email address over here, including the person you want to email it to. Then there's a message. I've invited you. You can change that message if you want. I've invited you to fill in a form. Change it if you want. Or you just keep the same, it's fine. Okay, another way is to share the link with them. So you just copy the link and then send it through an email to your students. Okay, so that's one way to do that. And then when you're done, you just save everything. So you copy that obviously and save it, and then you email it through that emails, and then you send. You can also share that form with other teachers or anyone else. So you can add someone over here they can change the form or add anything to the form. If you're sharing in the department, you want other people to work on that form, you can do that. Or you can make a copy of it as well. Okay, so your form is all done. That's all you have to do. You share it with your students, and then I'm going to show you in the next slide how to look at the responses and how to find out how they've done. So your form is done and it's all sorted.